Hey Jeanine, Geo here with Scene Enhanced Marketing, LLC. Hope you're having a great day. I want to thank you and your partner for taking the time to watch this video today. And just thought it would help to sort of break a few things down before we hop on a call tomorrow, just so you kind of have a better idea of what would be happening if we do partner up, and just some of the services I offer, what I'd be essentially doing behind the scenes to help ultimately promote your business and bring you more business. So got my website up here. Please don't judge. First one I've ever made. Truth is, I don't bring in a lot of business from my website, so I haven't had any need to put any more work into it. Most of my work today comes off of referrals and through Facebook, where I run my business. But nonetheless, I wanted to go over 3 important things with you today surrounding the website and marketing the website online. And those 3 things are content, backlinking, and citations. And so we'll jump right in. Content, first thing I want to discuss. As you can see here, this is my page, homepage rather. We recommend anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 words, believe it or not, Jeanine, on the homepage alone of any website that we build out. Reason being, Google crawls these sites, right? They crawl them, they're looking for buyer intent keyword phrases, so that over time, they're going to know that the website's legitimate, and they're going to start ranking it accordingly and pointing customers, or people rather, who are searching for the services, they're going to start pointing them to said website. So I just wanted to give you an idea of what a standard homepage looks like of the ones that we build out. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about real quick is backlinking. And before we jump in, I just did a generic search here for Counselling Regina. I believe you did say you're out of Regina. And we'll skip over these top 3 here initially, the map pack rankings. I want to focus organically because that's where backlinking really comes into play. And the organic rankings start right here, the #1 spot. And so you'll scroll down. Typically, you'll have some directories and stuff. This is a back page to Family Services Regina. Like I said, directory for therapists and psychologists in Regina. So let's keep going down. The Caring Place. This is an actual business, potential competitor for you in Regina. Excuse my kid crying in the background. So I want to talk to you about backlinking. A third-party tool we use to measure not just backlinks, but all analytics for websites anywhere on the internet is called Ahrefs. So I've got it pulled up here, and I threw their URL in. And so this comes up. These 2 numbers reflect power and trust. And the closer they are together, the more trustworthy and legitimate of a website it is. It's not spammy. It's not insecure. It's just a reputable site that is generating, organic traffic. And so how is it doing that? Clearly has some backlinks going on, over 200 of them, so that's pretty solid. Let's check their keywords though real quick. I just want to see, what they're ranking for and in what position. So obviously they're going to rank tops in the first position for the name of their business, right? That's obvious. Regina Therapist, first page Google. Therapist Regina, 8th page Google. Let's go down. There were some other higher ones. Counselling Regina, 4th. So after that, it's kind of, there's not much else going on. So, my guess is that they haven't done a lot of marketing here with this one. It's maybe just over time they've become reputable, tell people to go to their website, and so they've started to rank for a few relevant keywords, right? But we want you ranking for, dozens and dozens and dozens of keywords, everything to do counseling, and then also pinpoint what it is you do specifically. I know you mentioned the NHIB. We'll definitely take a look at that here in a second as well, but I just wanted to show you keywords, and then with the backlinking, we'll go back and I'll explain to you what a backlink is. First and foremost, it's just another website, Jeanine, that provides power and influence back to your website. And so it can be anything. And similar to the relevant keyword phrases, you want it to be specific to your industry, right? So for counseling, it may be, directories like, therapist directories. It may be some mental health websites, okay? Things that have to do with counseling. Those are going to be the powerful and influential websites and backlinks that we want to go after to help rank and to help influence your website. So, strategy we tell our clients, do the same thing the competition is doing. So let's click on their referring domains. Like I said, we want it to be industry specific, so we'll scroll down. I don't know, 100 Men Who Care Regina, looks like it's local. I don't know what this is, probably some sort of community involvement thing, giving back to the community. We can say it has to do with mental health and counseling, right? And so what has happened here is the Caring Place Regina, somewhere within here, they've embedded their website address onto this website, and 100menwhocareregina.com is providing that necessary power and influence back to their website. And that's all it is. That's how the backlinking works. There's tons of spammy backlinks out there. Obviously, we want to avoid those. We want to focus on the reputable, influential, industry-specific backlinks to help your website rank. So last thing I wanted to talk to you about surrounding, the ranking of websites and your Google My Business here is citations, Jeanine. Okay, so remember I said we'll skip over these initially. We're going to revisit them now. As backlinks have to do with the organic rankings that commence here, citations have to do with the Google My Business Map Pack rankings. Okay, very, very significant place to be, right? If you're like me, I do not venture past the top 3 typically if I'm searching for a service or a product online, locally anyways, right? Why would I? I've got reviews there, linkage to website, a map of your location, everything is there, click to call. So very, very important to focus to try to eventually get here if we can. It's going to just instantly bring you so much more business when you're coming up in that top 3. Now, a citation is just a directory where you list your business's information. So places like Google, Yelp, Facebook, white pages, yellow pages, you get the idea. Now, same strategy as we use for the backlinking that I just mentioned, we do with citations. Okay, we go in, we obtain the same amount of citations as the competition here, and then we just keep stacking them on, dozens and dozens more of citations, so that over time, you're going to emerge into this top 3, and they're not going to be able to realize it. Whoever's doing their marketing is not going to be able to keep up or pursue the type of citations we have going on. And like I said, you'll just instantly and consistently start taking on all that new business. So I just did a quick search for the NIHB, and you don't even have a Google My Business Map Pack rankings that comes up, at least not for Regina. And again, it's just directories and SAC stuff at the top. I did notice though, and this is encouraging, like this Cornerstone Counseling is out of Edmonton. It's just a back page here, their services back page, that's popping for this specific search. The only local one I could find was this guy, Counseling Professional Mind-Blowing Therapy. And I mean, this is, I threw his stuff into analytics and there was just nothing going on, like meaning that it would be very easy to rank for this specific search. If we put in the right keywords, including the NHIB relevant keyword phrases throughout your homepage, throughout your website, it would not take long to get you onto this first page so that you could start ideally receiving business and phone calls and form submits for people who are searching for this, right? So very encouraging, and I just wanted to explain it quickly. I know we talked about Facebook briefly on the phone, Jeanine, and you had mentioned that you would like to definitely consider some sponsored ads, some targeted ad campaigns through Facebook. I completely agree. I think it's a very affordable thing. We recently just did some deep dives into how we can do this better. Truth be told, I'll just be transparent with you, we haven't done a lot of Facebook stuff. We typically have focused on Google, at least from an ad standpoint. But I wanted to show you just as far as like building a business page. This is a good friend of mine, a former teammate of mine, brought me on board to basically handle his branding. We built him out a separate page solely for his fighting career. He's doing all forms of boxing, this Ice Wars, which is like on ice sanctioned fighting. Going to try to get into some UFC or mixed martial arts stuff. But anyways, he does some of his posting, but I just want to show you an example of like what I'm doing. Like this is my post. He sends me over content. You can do the same, and boom, I just create it. I just create the paragraphs, the hashtags. Again, hashtags not as important if we're not using Insta, but still worth considering. And we just are striving for engagement. We want engagement from the community, from reviews from patients. And I know there's some confidentiality stuff with you probably that may limit us at least some, but that's okay. We can still find ways around that. We can still find ways to talk about how you are helping people and how you can help others. And so again, it's anything, right? We get videos. I mean, you can really it's endless what you can do on Facebook. And the reason I run my whole business through Facebook is because everyone has it. And it's so accessible for so many people. Like I said, I don't even use my website to bring on new business. It's just all through Facebook. So I think creating a business page and then just hammering it with solid content and then talking about a ad campaign strategy is definitely a strong proposition. And yeah, so lastly, Jeanine, just want to talk about the Google Ads campaigns, which I mentioned earlier. So this is what we have a little bit more familiarity with. I will say it can, depending on, we'd have to do some research on it to see what, the CPC, the cost per click ratios are for the keywords in your industry, right? It just varies so much. They could be a couple dollars per click, or in some cases, look at this. This was a concrete guy out of Texas we helped. He was averaging $26 per click. I mean, that's pricey, right? We had a small budget to work with, but we got some calls in. We landed him a job. We're talking about a new campaign because of the fact that his small investment, was essentially tripled, quadrupled for the small concrete job he got. So again, this is very analytical, I know, but this is just over a 1 month time span for him that we ran this small concrete ad for the areas he services. Potentially something to consider for you, right? Get those sponsored ads up, get your services that you render in front of the right sets of eyes, targeted, and then what happens is it's just a cost per click situation. We set a budget every time that ad is clicked, regardless, obviously, if they call you or not, or if you book a job through them, or a session through them, it still costs, right? It still tallies. So again, just wanted to let you know something to consider and could also be beneficial in your industry. So in closing, Jeanine, thank you again for taking the time. I'm sorry I got a little bit long on us there. We got kids screaming in the background. I mean, it's it's life, right? You get it, and it's just a matter of pushing through. But I will say the work you do, or at least the work I think you do, is very significant. And these are the type of partnerships that I prefer more than anything else, right? Helping people help others. That's the beauty of what I get to do, and so I really hope that we have an opportunity to work together. Thanks again, Jeanine, and your significant other. Thanks again for taking the time. I'll talk to you guys soon. Much love. See ya.